I love that I just clicked and I'm ready to start this, and I totally forgot to grab chapstick. I'm hilarious. Okay, 1 second. I'm just gonna not even turn it off. I now have this like good fluffy moment on the back of my chair, which is preventing my hair from getting messed up. Okay, so I have my headphones in. We'll see how long it takes me for them to die, I guess. I feel like these are low-key the worst. But I'm gonna edit this photo again. I don't even want to show you what it looked like before. I feel like I've severely over-edited. I don't even know if it's still on my website, but I feel like I severely over-edited her skin in these. I had friends of mine compliment the approach I took before. In hindsight, I'm not really in love with it. And something else that I was playing around with before I started the stream is that I also don't know why. You know, I shot this in 2019. This styling doesn't do anything for me in this shot. So I was actually playing around with literally not doing this correctly at all. I was playing with the content aware fill just to see like how much or what I could even bring back in here texture wise. I was kind of impressed. So I'm going to save this for later and see if maybe this is in any capacity useful. But I'm probably also just going to end up doing it myself. I don't know if I have... Yeah, I don't have anything set up on this computer in like typical form. Which, by the way, if you've watched any of my other streams at this point, on the last couple when I was converting film, I didn't have a license for my film converting software, and they sent me a new one, which was great. I'm happy about it. Okay, I'm gonna move some stuff around really fast. 1 second, don't mind me. Whew, alright, I almost just like scratched this part of my nose in here. Okay, so this was a really fun shoot. There's definitely some things that in hindsight I wish I would have been more attentive of. I think the depth of field's fun. This specular highlight is kind of wild for me. I wish I would have considered that, but that's beside the point. Let's go. So we're gonna make this my color layer. Let's see if I can do this in 45 minutes and be happy with it, not considering any like crazy color stuff. I did a little bit of a look already, but and I may like beef it up a little bit, but I'm not sure. Why do I feel like this is on my other screen? This might actually have just opened up on my other monitor. Well, where did it go? No, it didn't. I'm just insane. Sorry. Okay. I don't know why I thought that popped up and it didn't. So I'm gonna go through and just start with, you know, the really stereotypical frequency separation stuff. You know, subtracted to 128. A friend of mine recently told me that there's a new way to approach this technique, and I have not even tried it, let alone looked into it. So I should do that. Probably. That just plopped in my face. Okay. So, color, texture. Whoops, I don't want that. I'm gonna do my dodge and burn layers. Woo, come on. Everything about that is not what I wanted to have happen. And then I'm going to show you kind of some of the madness about how I do this stuff. And I should actually probably learn some new approaches for this. But, you know, one step at a time, right? Go with what you know until you learn something better. Okay, so I want to move something over here. Okay, I've created 2 of these like dodge and burn groups just because I know how I edit, and I'll be probably using more. I'll be shocked if I don't. But I'm also going to end up building this section of frequency separation stuff out like a literal crazy person. First off, I just want to say Alex is killer. Denise, who's the makeup artist on this, is killer. Alex's eyebrows, like I would just, how do I get those? Something that I might do, but I don't always do, is set an infrared layer here, because then I can see all this texture. One of the things that I used to not do, that I started doing again just because I actually don't think that anybody really sees a difference other than me, is using the spot healing tool. I used to do everything super by hand, and I don't really know if there's a point in that, and we'll see. I meant to say this one though, and we'll see if this even works in this highlighted area, because it might not, you know. Oh, and this brush is way too hard, so when I do this I turn the edges all the way down. And so the first thing I'm going to do is just go through, and kind of cherry pick getting rid of some of these. Is that on my photo? What is that? Hold on. There's like a scratch right here. That's so weird, because this is not film. This is definitely digital. I don't even know if you're a magician if you could get film this sharp, which is honestly kind of scary to think about. Like, nobody needs to actually see this much detail in someone's skin, but here we are. So I'm gonna like go at these little dots, and I'm being selective on which ones, right? Like, I don't want to over edit this stuff. Let's see where we're at in relationship to the beginning. So the next thing that I've already noticed, and I always keep my previous layer, so I'm going to call this texture 1. And so that's what I mean by I am going to have a bunch, is that I can always work backwards. And I do this, whoops, sorry for the bike, because you know, once you've started, you can cross the point of no return, which is not ideal. Something else I'm going to do right now is just like patch out some of the color layer, right? I'm on the color, in hopes to maybe make a little bit of a difference in here, but we'll see. And then this part. Oh, come on. And I'm just doing this in hopes to like soften those parts a little bit. Like, I don't want to get rid of them. I don't want her to not have texture. I don't want her to not like a person, right? But I'm taking this down a little bit. The next thing I'm going to do is do that same thing here. That was way too large of a selection. I have no idea why I just did that like that. Don't do that. Okay, so bing bang boom. I've also realized that in my opinion, I don't really know anybody who does frequency separation with like the way that I use the patch tool and like blurs and stuff. I'll get into that later. Maybe. Actually, I probably won't with this one. And I don't really know why. This one I'm going to do a massive texture pull through because this part of her ear is out of focus anyways. And like only someone who watches this video should theoretically be able to see that I just did that. Right? I know personally a lot of people who when they do this step, they use the brush tool and they select colors around that area for that skin tone or, you know, hair, skin, nails, whatever, and I just feel like it doesn't match the space as much. So I don't do it that way. That's just me though. Okay. Now if this is a proper beauty retouch, we'll see. So I'm trying to reinvent what a beauty retouch means for me because I got embedded in this way of like severely over editing shit, and then it made me fixate on like needing to be the most perfect retoucher, but that's also really made me realize that overhead photos do not look cute. They just don't. And then I'm gonna go back to this and I'll also do that with my color. Now there, again, are a multitude of ways that you could do what I'm doing. This is just how I'm gonna do it, because first off, I'm not gonna deny that this is the lazy man's way to get rid of these, and I have a solid colored background behind her. So why not? If I had something with intense texture there, let's see. Alright, so I pulled this off, and this little indentation feels funky to me now. For some reason, these two hairs kind of drive me insane. I will probably end up... I'm so bad at hair, so we'll see if I get to that. I'm not even going to pretend like I'm good at retouching hair. I'm going to hardcore make that up. What I know about retouching hair, well, is that you basically, if you want it to look good, you need to paint every stroke of hair in there. Or at least that's how I've been shown the proper way. That's how you know you're getting paid the big bucks, though. Alright, bing bang boom. Wham zam. Alright, that's done. I also just realized that I may have said something that is involved in an internet meme that I know nothing about yet. Whoops. But I also make baby sounds when I'm doing this stuff. Alright, so like this I don't love. Need to fix that later in a much better way. This area I don't love. This movement I'm okay with. Let's see. I'm probably gonna come back and do these things on a compressed layer. I'm trying to think of what I want to do here. I might take out nose hairs. And like, you know, people, like, we have little baby hairs all over our faces, whether anybody wants to pretend like we don't or not. You're just wrong. I'm sorry. Okay. Hold on, I want to check something really fast. I'm being rude, I'm sorry. Okay, so... Oh no, to my mouse just... No. I can't even pause this now. There we go. Sometimes, because I have, as a side note, I don't know if you can see this. There we go. The MX Master 3. I also used to retouch with a tablet, and I got this mouse. Anyway, I got this after that happened, and I haven't gone back to using a tablet since. And I probably should at some point, because I have a couple Wacom tablets and I like them. But, you know, one step at a time. That healing process was kind of wild. Breaking a bone during COVID pandemic time was not ideal. Being in the hospital was scary. Being in the hospital stinks in general. That stuff just made it worse. Okay. So the first thing that I'm noticing, which I know about this, is which camera I shot this on. I can't tell if my air conditioning is on right now because I have headphones in. I don't know. That was weird. Okay. Sorry. I keep getting distracted today. This is also why I missed Tuesday and I'm late today. And I'm just gonna blame the ADHD. It's fine. And I worked on back to back all week. I told everybody I wasn't available to work today. Which is the fun thing about being a freelancer, is you get to choose your own adventure or lack thereof. Alright, we're gonna see if I can just, like, in the most sloppy way, get rid of this little hair. And this is the funniest thing to me when it comes to beauty retouching, is like, I'll spend all this time in here doing like little close details like that, which, like, no one's gonna notice that other than me. But the other thing that I want to backpedal to is this detail, which is that my D5 at some point had this sensor spot on it that I was scared to try to get off. I'm just gonna get rid of it like that, I think. Did that get rid of it? I don't think it fully got rid of it. No, it did not. It helped a little bit, though. And shockingly, for the longest time, I don't know why, but I would send out these proofing galleries, and this is where I'm gonna duplicate that texture layer, but I would send these proofing galleries with these, like, dust spot photos I did this for, like, months. And no one ever said anything to me, and I don't know why. Nobody was once, especially when it was, like, it could be on the backdrop paper or whatever, so in negative space, and people would wonder, like, hey, why is there this dot here? No one, I don't think anyone ever said anything to me. And they eventually went away. Because I cleaned it. But that was back in the day of being scared of that. I still kind of am scared of cleaning my sensor, though. Alright, I don't like this one. This one's gonna go. I don't like what just happened with this color though. What? Don't tell me that. That's a lie. That means that this lives on the texture layer. So what that means, so first I'm going to undo what I just did. And then this might begin the time where I start burning details in. Oh my god. A book just fell above my head and it scared the crap out of me. So I'm gonna give this large details. This one's gonna be small. And here we go. So what's my brush at? And we're supposed to 20 and 10 to start. I'm the weirdo that will notice that, that will notice the weird haloing in people's photos. Because I'm that horrible person. Alright. So that's gone. Cool. I'm kind of on the fence about how I want to move forward. I'm gonna close these for a second. I think that I might go in, which is gonna be not super fun. This could go south really fast. I'm gonna go in and dodge and burn out some of the stuff in here. So my process is, I know some people just dodge, I know some people just burn. I should say dodge and burn, just burn. I know some people just do freeze separation. I know some people just like to do dodge and burn. I like to do a little bit of both. But the one thing that I am trying to do now is just do it less. Like, her skin does not need to look like she's from some sort of CGI land. And I'm not saying that that's a bad look. I think that if you're into that style of artwork, that is super awesome. And I totally think that everybody should just super duper be into whatever they're into. But what I have learned is that the things that make my heart sing are a lot more real looking. And that's fine. Alright, so ding ding ding. And so if you wanted to like really go in and make this stuff look crazy smooth, you would be spending probably hours doing this. Which, I don't think looks normal. I also just realized that my camera is wrong. Sorry. Ooh, I look scary dead on right now. No one needs that. This is a late night form of me. Anywho. Other things are backpedaling into this. So you could spend hours doing this and get everything to be super smooth. Things that you don't want to do include making them one-dimensional. And I used to do that. I used to just get rid of every single little thing. And that's not fun. And I might actually turn that layer off right now. I also might try something else really quick. I might see if I can bring her highlight down here just a touch, but I might muddy this out in the process. Let's see. So that's a trick with specular highlights, depending on how blown they are. Let's see. Can I? So I can patch tool this, and this is blown, pretty blown, but it's not blown enough. And so then what I can do here is just take this down and kind of decide where I actually want it to live, right? And so I'm using, whoops, I actually didn't want to play with the fill, I wanted to play with my opacity, but I guess it's all relative. If I want to fill the same amount, I just want the opacity to change a little bit. And so see, I can now still have this highlight here. So I'm at 35, right? But I brought it down a lot, and I think that that smooths out the tonality here. This is so rough. I don't see it working here. That's something that I'm actually really bummed about. And I also might take this down to 28. Yeah, bang. And then I'm gonna call this and I'm gonna just kind of like mask it in there. And that way I also know that when I'm going back and playing with past layers in any capacity, I'll know that this isn't something bigger than what it is, because I've masked it, I've labeled it, whatever. On the note of other things, the makeup on her hands and the glitter and stuff is, you know, kind of imperfect, and I think I'm gonna leave it that way. I don't want it to be super wild. I do think that I'll probably go in and fix the eye makeup though, but I am gonna do some of this stuff first. So let's see. Going back, oops, I definitely don't want this to be on 100. Where was I at? Like 18 and 8? Okay. So I'm working on redoing my portfolio right now. There's just like a lot of things I've learned, even the past 2 years, which is why I'm re-editing this stuff. Just like different ways I should approach things. And, you know, I know people that after they finish editing a shoot, they just kind of like dump their raw catalogs and move on. I just want to encourage not doing that, because there will probably always be something you can do differently as an artist. And I think that there's something really admirable about, like, you know, going through your selects and then sticking to that and like owning that as your reality. But at the end of the day, I'm so glad that I still have stuff. Okay. So I'm gonna probably actually keep working off this texture layer. We're gonna get rid of this stuff in here. And we're gonna see if I end up having to like bring any color back. Like there, I probably will. Did I even do that? Hold on. I accidentally undid that move and then moved the color, which doesn't make any sense. Alright. So there's that. I just have to digest that this is alive for no one, so here we are. But you know what? Hopefully somebody who... Maybe one day I'll look back on this and laugh about being up this late to stay committed to my schedule. Who can say? But hopefully this helps somebody at some point in time, even if it's not now. Alright, so I'm gonna do like a total lazy man's move. I will probably regret doing that and undo it. Let's see what that looks like. Yep, it made it dark. So I'm gonna go in here. Another thing that I've always made comments about, which doesn't apply to this image, is that my typical rule of thumb is to start with burn, because if you start with dodge, you'll just like dodge everything out and then there's nothing left, there's no depth, like the face becomes flat. I have so many photos where I'm just like, what happened to the dimension of the face, because I just went so insane with the dodge tool that there was nothing left, or like the dodging the image. So don't do that. Try to start with the burn tool first if you can, or like whatever your... I know some people dodge and burn on gray. I do mine with just kind of like curves pulled in irrational directions. Whatever your process is, or whatever you want it to be. I just recommend not doing what I used to do. Okay, so where are we at so far? Brought down the highlight. I think I'm gonna fix this a little bit in here. But I feel like I'm feeling okay about her face. Before, these photos just were like, I don't even know how to explain it, but like, I overexposed aspects of this shoot, and so her face, even if I did light post, just had no, there's nothing there. There was no, I know I didn't do light post, like I did the heavy post on an image that definitely didn't even have detail to have that much post in the first place. So here we are. Okay. I'm not sure that I'm gonna tackle the hair right now. I might be wrong. I don't know when I started. I wish there was a way to know when I started. Alright. We're gonna do fun stuff though. Ooh. That's something that I don't miss. Am I not sitting right? Something I learned after my whole breaking arm fiasco, is how important your posturization is with your desk. Alright, we're gonna just create the third one for safety's sake. And I might consolidate down later if... Nope. Let's see. But anyway, I might consolidate some of my texture and color layers later. That's where I was going with that. I don't know if I'm gonna pull that out fully. Again, I don't want her to look like an alien. Like she's a person, she should have veins here. I don't want to get rid of the stuff in here. I've met people who will get rid of this tier. I might get rid of this one. Let's see how I feel about this. Like the water retention we keep in our eyes. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get rid of that. Our eyes are drawn to highlights, and this is so close up in her face. It kind of just makes sense to me. But I would say do that at your discretion. Because I feel like, and we'll see, I might not even like this now. It's a slippery slope, all this stuff, you know what I mean? All this stuff becomes a slippery slope. And, you don't, oh, come on. No, don't want that. I feel like I need to get, one of those loop decks or something for keyboard shortcuts, because there's like a couple that I just don't have down offhand. Like that one. Right? Like, from far away, that just makes way more sense to me. No. That was supposed to be 0, not P. Alright. I'm also realizing, because I'm like looking at the stream over here as it's going, gotta make sure it doesn't crash on me, that the color of my monitor isn't showing correctly through this, so I need to look into that. Anyway, I also might bring this up to 38. Alright. Oof. Where do I want to go next? I think I'm gonna get rid of this stuff. Oh, I want to finish up the eye. Alright, so I got my new texture layer. I think I'll do another color layer. I don't know. I'm okay with where we're at with color right now. The first thing I'm going to try is, again, my lazy man's move of just like, can I select this and then pull it over? Why did you get so mad at me? Photoshop's like, no, there's no color there. You can't do this. You're going to do it by hand. Okay, bye. So first off, I brought like a teensy bit in, but not really. Alright, I am going to give myself... Can you just go? Thanks. I'm gonna give myself a new color layer for this one. Because I think it needs it. And let's see. This is gonna be too much color off the bat, I think. Is this even going? I hate when this happens. Yeah, it is. I don't know about any of you, but there have been moments in my more recent Photoshop years where the brushes will just stop working, and then I have to completely restart the program. Alright, I'm gonna bring this flow up to 45 too, because I just really need pigmentation in here. And maybe... I should maybe play around with setting this to color. Let's see. Alternatively, I can do this the other way. I'm not gonna do it that way though. Okay, wait, I'm gonna go back to normal. I also want to see what we've got going on here. Yeah, I'm not making too much of an impact right now. It doesn't look like it yet. So let's see. I know what this problem is. Haha. People like having the smoothing and shape dynamics on. Don't get me wrong. I think they're really great when I'm using my Wacom. Not using my Wacom right now though. Let's see what else happens here. And I'm sure there are people that are like, you should just have that on all the time. But I don't feel like I'm giving out brush strokes right now. So I just don't really see. I'm actually put this 35. 40, I lied. Why I would do that right now. Yeah. And that also, because it's interpreting my clicks that are not brush strokes, but it's interpreting them like clicks, it will impact the strokes I'm making. And it can be annoying. Alright. So I put normal on there, and now I'm going to put color because I really just want to focus on like this specific hue coming in this corner here. As I go through this, I'm sure these little moves almost seem like nothing, which is technically a good thing. But look at what we did. And also that's from there to there. So now, let's see if I can fill this in a little bit more down here. And I should probably sample this. Let's see if I can get in here and really get this. Maybe like this shade of orange. So I just kind of freestyle this one. And that's the fun of creating art, right? I get to just make it up as I go. Learn the tools. And then do what feels right. Anywho. Okay. I hate that sometimes I'm like, did my stuff freeze? I don't know. Okay. I'm back. Alright, so if I'm gonna put this, darken this a little bit, I'm gonna do it real gently. Alright, so then here's my next question. I feel like I have this little void right here, and this. I feel like I want this shape. I don't know if you can see my brush or not. Oops, no, I don't want that. But I have this shape that I think I want this to make. Alright, so that's not good. Whoops. And this is why you create multiple layers. That should not even be in there. I have no idea how that got into specifically that corner of my eye. So that's annoying. And explains a lot of why I felt like I was up pretty high. Let's see how far back I can go. Whenever I want to find something. Cool. Alright, so at this point through my history, which honestly has probably been there the whole time and I'm just being silly, I can bring this back a lot. I'm actually in a much better place now. Alright, we're gonna pretend that didn't happen. And this is why you don't compress. I've also met people that when they edit, they compress their layers as they go. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's a trap. Alright. And this might actually help me fix some of the problems I was having overall, which would be really delightful. I just spent so much time doing that. That wasn't that long, but happy mistakes, right? Alright, I think I'm getting there, but it's also really tough to say because eventually I start to reach a point where I'm kind of just staring at the same small, tiny move over and over and over again. Alright, cool. There we go. Nothing's happening here. Yeah, that makes way more sense. The only thing that's like kind of annoying me now, if I'm being honest, is the opposite of the problem that I had earlier. No! This is gonna be way too much. Yep. Alright, so I'm gonna brighten that little subsection up. Right? That might be too much now. There's somewhere in between, I know that there is. Or is it too much? What I also might do is literally... See, I predict that being a problem. There are a lot of other ways that I can add that color back in here without putting on this color layer, but I know that I'll build out such a crazy zoo of layers later, or at least I have the ability to do that, and I have a bad habit of doing that, where I might forget about it, and I don't want to do that. Okay. Duh. I'm way too low. I was like, why am I not seeing the action? This is probably gonna be too intense because I'm back on normal now. Actually, you know what? That's okay. Alright, going back into dodge. I love that I'm this fixated again on such a small corner. No one's gonna see other than me up this close. Let's be honest. Alright, other things I want to do is I kind of want to just like glaze over connecting this, which could be a mistake. So let me duplicate this color layer. I think my median orange is probably like this tone. And then for the sport of it, we're gonna paint that back in here. Like so. And I still want, you know, the makeup artist did a really awesome kind of like gradient around her eye. I'm just kind of defining that, you see? I'm making some of this shape feel precise. Because at the end of the day, we are human, not robots. So it needs like a little bit of something in there to give it that moment. Okay. I might do the same up top here. We're about to see how I feel about that also. Because I like how the edges feather out like this. But, you know, let's see. That actually did not do much for me up top, so not sure how I'm feeling about that. Maybe I should amp it up there. Yeah, there we go. Whoa, that's probably too much though. I'm a little bit scared with how intense that is. And this is why I create layers as I go, is because like no that suddenly turned into like a big blob. And I want to be able to work backwards off of that if I can. If anything, maybe I want to actually take this down. The feathering's nice. Refining it, not the move. So let's do the opposite. I'm gonna sample like a light skin tone and I'm gonna spitball where I want this to be. We'll see what happens. As I kind of like go over some of these areas that feel like more harsh, prominent colors of lines of color. Oof. So you know it's late. And then I think that what I'll also do. No. Is in the same space. Add a little bit too, but at a lower opacity and a lighter color, because my initial line was just like too much. Yeah, and I just think I'm gonna take it down in this corner here, a touchy. But I like that all of this has texture. I don't need this to feel like one-dimensional, I guess is a good way to word that. That was too much already, I could just see it. I think part of that is because the color I picked is so bright. It's like the more extreme of a tone that I'm using in this action here, the more dramatically it's gonna pull through. Okie dokie. Alright, let's see. So where are we at for befores and afters? That's smoother. I think that the only thing that's kind of bothering me is that since I drew this stuff in, I feel like I now have these like 3 bumps here. So I'm gonna see. If I can like gently just knock them out with some color. So right now, actually, if I'm being honest, what I'm kind of doing is like faux dodging and burning with color. You know? I want it to, you know, the hands are so like textured and chunky. I want it to be textured and chunky, but I'm also in here editing this right now, so I don't want it to look like crazy edited either. Alright, let's see. I always zoom out and kind of like see where the bigger picture is, because when you're in that close, it's easy to get fixated. It's so easy to just get hung up on shit that doesn't matter. It's kind of like a bigger conversation about life in general, though. Alright, let's see if I can do this even more with this color. And let's put it at 15. Woohoo! I hate when that happens, sorry. I'm really just... Yeah, see, there we go. Starting to dissipate. especially compared to where this was before. Alright, cool. I think that I'm alright with that. And I know this isn't like, you know, air quotes perfectly smooth. I'm gonna peep what's going on over here. This shape is definitely more defined, so I think I'm gonna knock out the top part of that maybe. We're gonna see. I wanna see what colors I can sample first. Because I feel like if I can soften this edge a little bit, right? So it's like still an eye. That's probably too much, honestly. Too much softening. So I'm gonna go back. And then let's see how we feel about it here. Just barely. One more. Let's see. Yeah, that's more my speed. And so it's all these little things to me that I think make a big difference. But what do I know? Alright, where are we at? Something I could do, theoretically, sorry, is clean up her hand a little bit. Also, can I get rid of this with a cheat or no? I have no idea if that worked. I'm just a little bit sleepy now. And then, let's see if I can cheat this. I feel like this is about to be a big mistake. Also with the wrong tool. Nope. If you want to do the poor man's skin retouching, or lazy man part 2, this is how you do it. Bada bing, bada boom bing. Woohoo! Okay, I need to stop saying that. I think people are saying that online, and I make sounds and do things, and I'm realizing that I might be immersing myself in something that I know nothing about, and that's not good. Okay. Well, accidentally, because I have expressions that I say. Anyway. It's been a bad habit. I've done that my whole life. That I'm okay with. Like, that smoothed that out actually quite a bit. And it's out of focus. I don't care. I just wanted to, like, feel soft a little bit. If it was sharp, I would not have done that. Or in focus, or within the plane of what's going on. It's not, so it's fine. Fine by me. Lazy move number 2. Nope. I also don't even know if I want to do anything with this. I like how her hands are. This is in regards to retouching, not in regards to like finishing or color or whatever. Like, I'll probably do, or I have my dodge and burn large details. I'll probably do like a final pass to just shape some stuff later. But anywho, we're in small still. Oh, I'm playing with fire with that idea. If there's one thing that I really am kind of bummed about for myself, is that I undeniably keep doing this streaming and stuff late at night because I work and then I I get tired, and then I come back to life, and everybody is not alive except for me. Alright. So this feels gentle, right? How do we feel about this? I'm going to close up this madness here. And this, so it's a little bit less crazy to look at. So here's where we're at. Here's what we've got thus far. I'm decided I'm not going to do hair right now. It's gonna take me time to take this out. I think that I'm gonna move into this. Alright. I'm gonna start with this. I haven't done this in a while, so let's see how much I mess this up. Whoa, too much, too much, too much, too much, too much. I choose to do really subtle things. I'm gonna confess to that right now. And I do that because I can always build it up, you know? But, and I will also say this. The way that I dodge and burn is really, really, really on the organic side, I think. I don't know if there are people out there who like to mask the areas that they're dodging and burning. I don't do that. I kind of just like free form paint on here. I'm switching to my dodge now, by the way. And then that just like adds some more shape in here. It's not, you know, I'm not personally gonna redefine this image too crazy. You can like take this to a whole new level if you wanted to. I might lighten up her eye in here very gently. Again, I don't want her to look crazy though. Whoops. Oh, okay, so this is kind of where we're at for now. I think I am gonna have to go in and do, you know, I'm gonna tackle this, which actually this is still here. I thought it was really, really interesting that the content aware fill brought this like weird tonal hair texture here. I'm probably gonna play around with using that in conjunction with me getting rid of it on my own. I will also say this is kind of not the best or most robust session for showing skin retouching because she has pretty great skin. I wish my skin looked this good. As far as like evenness and blemishes and things are concerned. I might add, like watching this back and forth a little bit, I'm still trying to figure out like what's my finishing move, and it doesn't even need to be like, why does that feel like I'm dodging or doing nothing? It's because I am doing nothing. Okay, there we go. I was like, whoa. Okay. So I still haven't quite figured out like what my finishing moves are gonna be. And I'll probably hone in on that through a live stream. Because at the end of the day, even if I help someone else figure out their finishing moves and we figure it out together, it's fine. That's why we're here. I am wondering right now, with the select and mask, right? Oh. Am I gonna regret this decision is more like the question. I hate when it does this. I don't like you. Okay, we're gonna take this way. What? There we go. I accidentally checked the wrong thing on. Alright, so I'm actually gonna use this here. For this when I was referencing that I don't actually usually make selective stuff. This is gonna be an instance where I do. And I've not really played around with this tool too much yet. The irony in this being that I don't actually need this mask at all. I just need the selection of the mask. Alright, boop. Because something feels wrong. Oh, for some reason, now that I've done that, I just feel like the background was a richer orange, and I am totally just making that up. Alright. Anyway, I'm like zoning out now. But I'm not gonna lie, I really did actually want that to just have a nice refined edge there so that I can't mess that up. Give me some training wheels for a sec. And then I can get rid of all my mistakes from earlier. Whoa, that was wrong. That's not where I wanted to be at all. Right? Okay, cool. Yeah, see, it's just kind of like adding a little bit more in here. I don't know if I'm actually going to keep it like that. It might be too much. In which case, wrong way. I'm going to take this down in here. Okay, so overall, oh, not that. We'll get rid of that. This is kind of where we're at, right? So I still have hair that I want to play with, but if we want to walk through the things that I just did, I did take away some flyaways. I haven't fixed them yet. Cleaned up the hand, cleaned up the ear, cleaned up some blemishes. I took the specular highlight on her cheek down, played around with the makeup, did some kind of like global dodge and burn moments. I also am realizing right now that I did not get the move to her eyebrow to apply, which I don't know why that didn't happen. I must have undid it without realizing it. I also just wish I could wake up and have eyebrows tinted like this in real life. Right, that just brings that in. It just balances it out a little bit more to the other eyebrow, I think. I might take that down later. But this is so dark. I don't know. That's just how I'm feeling. I'll split the difference. There we go. Or at least take it out here a little bit more. Yeah. So here we are. I think this is where I'm going to call it for skin for now. If there's anything you think I should do differently or anything you have questions about, let me know. And I actually might not be able to stream on Sunday, so I might try to stream on Saturday instead again, because we're driving out of town for a little while. But I'll try to at least do something next week, even if I'm not tangibly on it. If you watch this in the morning or within the coming weeks, I hope it helps. Good night.